citations using Mendeley software. Today we are having Dr. Vinay Kukreja, who is associate professor in Chitkara University, and Ms. Sakshi, who is the part of Chitkara University Research and Innovation Network with us. And now they will start with their presentations on research writing. I welcome Dr. Kukreja. Thank you so much, sir. Over to you, sir.
Very good morning to all of you. Well, this is Dr. Vinay Kukreja. Well, Associate Professor in Chitkara University. Well, I'm teaching in Chitkara University from last 14 years. So today I'm presenting about research writing and how you manage your references. So with me is Ms. Sakshi. She's a research scholar at Chitkara University, Research and Innovation Network. So first of all, you have to understand what is research. So basically, my research area is machine learning and deep learning. So instead of going with the slides, I will share my experience with you. I will share my experience with you. The first thing is many people found, many scholars found that research, they submit their research proposals later, they don't submit that on time. So basically, what the problem they face? The actual thing is, people want to learn more. I mean to say that suppose they want to work on deep learning. So while deep learning using Python, you have to be aware about Python also as well as deep learning concepts. But generally, as a beginner, what they do, they will try to learn whole Python. First, they learn whole Python in maybe 2 or 3 months. Then what they do, they learn machine learning concepts, basics. They start from it. Then they learn deep learning concepts. They waste around 6 months in that. So at the end of 8 or 9 months, they just have an understanding, but still they lack confidence in implementing the things. So basically, what's the problem they face? The problem is, uh, while as a scholar, as in deep learning, of course, we are using some language. So we are computer science people, and we are aware about C language, C++ language. That is the basic for everything. So in other way, we are used to Python too in a way because we know about C language and C++ language. So what basically we have to do? That is my experience. What basically we have to do? We have to just learn the Python in maximum 7 days. What you have to do? You just have to look the syntax of it. For example, how the loop is working. Only syntax for it. What are the various data structures which they are using, like list, dictionary, tuple, how they're using it. That is only we have to know. And how we can create an object, how we can import a library. This is just basic thing we have to learn from Python. We don't have to go in detail of every bit of Python part. Of course, we will go in it when we are learning by doing it, unless there is no use of it. You're wasting a lot of time in learning only Python 3 months. Then you're wasting a lot of time in learning only deep learning, machine learning concepts. So 6 months of it, maybe join a course for it. So around at the end of 9 months, you are not able to make a code. So basically, firstly, you learn the Python maximum 7 to 10 days about the basic part of it. About the
Audible, sir.
okay. So basically, what they do, they spend a lot of time in spending learning Python. Then what about deep learning? Now the people are working on deep learning concepts directly. They are shifting to it. Now what they do? Firstly, they start from basic. What is regression? How you're able to do it. Then they look for KNN algorithms, basic of everything they do. But what generally, this is my opinion. Maybe they can differ it. What they have to do, they just directly shift to the main algorithms of machine learning. For example, now SVM is in demand again. Directly work on SVM. Directly, yes, directly. I mean to directly go to that. Just take the help of Google, how they're working it, what they're doing it, and how SVM is working. Another thing what they can do is the mode one is SVM and next is neural network, CNN, ANN. They can directly go to this. This is not a problem. You can learn by doing. Instead of learning every basic of it, you direct when you reach till neural network, you have to spend 6 months. Initially, they will find some difficulty while working on ANN and CNN. That is just basically they will face difficulty max 10 days. Still, after 1 month or 2 months, they are able to make a code of neural network, CNN, how image has to be processed, how Excel file should has to be processed. They will learn this time. Instead of learning each basic concept of it, just directly jump to some coding part and learn by doing, and take some projects, mini projects, very smaller projects like text classification or Cipher 10. All databases are available on the end. So in this way, they can learn a bit. Now, this is my opinion how you can go with this uh, uh, doing your research in deep learning and machine learning. Of course, I'm very comfortable with these things. That's what I'm telling you. So instead of going learn by basic and basic, directly jump into that. Just dive into that. Ultimately, you will know how to swim. Now come to the basic part of our PPT presentation. So I'm working on it now. So I'm coming with the first slide. So what do you understand by research, writing, and publication? So first of all, we have to understand why research is important. Then next thing is how you are starting your research, and from where you will find your research papers. And ultimately, while doing research, there are some things which you have to take care, that is plagiarism. Definitely, while doing your research, there are some things which you have to take care of. That is how you're managing your references. So in this, we are covering the aspects of Mendeley. At the end, something key takeaways should be there. So now Sakshi will take over and she will join the people.
Thank you. Thank you, Vinay sir, for introducing our audience to all the initials and essentials of this presentation and this webinar. I welcome you all to this webinar of today's on research writing and using references with Mendeley. So as sir have already introduced you what all we'll be covering today, so I'll begin with the next slide in our webinar, that is, why should I do research and why it's important to publish? We must be clear in our mind when we are beginning our research, what are our research objectives, and if we are going and diving in the field of research, why it become important to get our work published. So why research? First of all, we all need to understand that your academic career depends upon research and publications that you have in your CV. The earlier you understand it, the better it will be for your career. So what is it all about? When you have completed your degree in bachelor's and master's, and you start thinking about doing research, so it's become, when you start thinking about getting in this field of research, it becomes important to do research and also to get your work published. So why publication becomes that important? One could say to me and appeal to me that if I'm doing research, why is it important? I may or may not get my work published. But yes, my friends, it's really very important to publish, because your publications reflect the quality of your research. It's authentic proof that reflects your work, and your research work is totally authentic one, true, righteously done, and it will be globally accepted. It is like a license, it is like a proof that could certify you that your work is done well and in authentic way. So publications become very important. When you are doing research, you have also to focus on research writing and also how to get your work published. So in this webinar today, we'll be covering about how we have to start your research, how to get your work published, and how you could handle the problems like plagiarism and getting references. And now we are going to, this is something very important for all us to understand while you begin your research. Once you begin your research, you must be clear-headed in your mind that why I'm undertaking this research. Some takes that I don't know, we are in a confusion state. Many of us would be in confusion state and we are beginning our research. That is certainly not an approach. When you are beginning or undertaking your research, you must be clear-headed in your mind that why you are going to begin this research. Remember that when you are taking your research, you should be clear that either my research should be for social welfare, or you are going to find some existing problems in the environment. Remember, a researcher is always a good observer. An observer is the one who finds the problems around. So he identifies the problem and try to find solution. There is a quotation like, curiosity is the mother of invention. But I want to add something to it, that if you are having need, If you're having passion to do something, that is another mother of invention. You want to invent something, you want to research something, then you start looking for the problems around and start finding solutions. And once you're focused around solution finding, you begin your research. Then you have to improve the existing knowledge. Your research should be something that should be improving and enhancing to the existing knowledge present. Then you are adding something, you are adding a new knowledge, you are making a value point there. And of course, research is something that you do for your self growth too. This is why before beginning your research, it should be either for social welfare, it should be some problem oriented, it should be adding or improving the knowledge, or it must be helping you in your self growth. Now, why research is important? So research makes you not only super expert in your subject area, but gives you an opportunity to dig deeper in the subject. It gives you an opportunity to bridge the gap between the theoretical subject that you have read and the implementation part. You start implementing the theory into practical applications. Not only when you become researcher, you make your own brand. It's another opportunity that helps you to create your own brand. And another, it's a long time investment. Field of research is a field which is more stable among all the career jobs present over here. It has stability because research is an evolving subject. It is not a one-day job. It is totally evolving. So the graph in the career in research is exponentially rising. It will rise gradually, and you can stay longer and get your footsteps, be stable in this field for a longer period of time. So that's why it's a long-term investment. It is certainly the proof of your intelligence and wisdom. Here, by proof, I reflect to the publications you have. Your publications in good journals are the proof of your intelligence and wisdom. Yes, your journals, once your publications are published in good journals, and they will be globally accepted. It is realization of your own self. Research gives an opportunity to you to explore your potentials, push your limits, and then you realize the more about yourself and the field you're working in. Then people come to me asking, after doing my research, what all jobs I can avail for. So it's not just that you can just be professor in a university or you can be a teacher throughout your life, but no, you can start your own consultancy. And yes, research is reward giving in itself, and it is help you to give your self recognizing in itself. Now, this is a quotation I want to quote over here. Research is creating a new knowledge. Research is all about creating a new knowledge. You're adding to the existing knowledge. It's about engaging in a conversation with a brand. About conversation with a brand, I feel myself, research is a good communication we have to indulge ourselves in. So we'll be discussing in the later part of this webinar. So beginning with how you narrow down to which field you want to do your research in. So once I can certainly do my research and start my research in a topic in which I'm expertise in. For example, my stream is computer science. So certainly I will do my PhD or master's or MS in computer science itself. There will be several other subject streams. You can be from management, psychology, or computer science. So you can broaden down which subject area you want to choose from the stream you are from. For example, I'm from computer science. So I can avail for my subject areas like artificial intelligence, machine learning, software engineering, and there are many other subjects from my area. You can choose the subject from your area. It's not always, there's a myth behind taking a subject area for research. One have myth that the subject I am perfect in, the subject I am mastered in, I'm good in, I will take that subject for my research, but certainly not the case. If you want to undertake your research, it should be the subject of which you are, if you are completely great of your interest, means the subject should be the subject of your interest. Once you are interested in that, the research is going to be marvelous. So research is really a slow journey, and we have to be very crucial while starting it. So then after selecting your subject area, you must be clear about the subfield you're going to work in. You can be working on face recognition. It's my field. I chose about machine learning. I can take a subfield that it can be face recognition or any other problem, any other specific problem for my subject area. One creative dimension I want to add over here is you can go for multidisciplinary research problem. You can pair your research problem with some problem from other subject area too. So here we are going to start our research conversation. It's all about when you start your research, it's not that you are going to read a lot of papers and then end up in that I don't understand, I don't know where to begin. So let us clear this way, give you a direction that how we could start the research and how we could give a great direction to it. So starting the conversation is all about you are going to join the research community. So you are going to read the work done by other. So simply when I download 10 or 15 papers, I end up reading 5 or 10 papers, and then I'll be like, I don't want to read more, I'm not getting something. But this is certainly not an approach. What we have to do is we have to clear with our psychology that the conversation I'm going to join is I'm very interested in it, I'm very enthusiastic about it. The researcher who is I'm reading, whose work I'm reading, I must be clear about, I'm going to read, I'm going to listen to the conversation of my friend who has done his work. He's narrating his work description to me, and I have to listen to that keenly. After that, I'm reading the conversation. I have joined the conversation, I'm listening to the conversation. That is, I'm reading his conversation, I'm reading the work done by my fellow researcher. Then you must think of value addition. It's just like a case, for example, I'm teaching or giving a lecture in a class, and I explain some concept and ask the audience to join or add some value addition to it. There stand two students. There stands student A who just give me a valuable point, that is addition, that is supplementing and complementing my concept. There stands some other student who is just changing my own words and simply explaining my concept to me again in different words. So what kind of researcher we are to become? Certainly, we have to become the researcher like the researcher A, who have given me a valuable point to that. Then we have to join the conversation. We have to think of the valuable addition we can give in the present knowledge, and then we have to dive in this field and join this conversation. So where to start from? The starting journey is really very important. So must be very clear about what heads we have to work upon. So selection of the research problem. Selection of the research problem is the research topic you're going to take is certainly like a life partner you're going to have spend the entire of your life with. Why I'm saying so? Because your research problem, the research topic you start working upon is like a tag on your identity. It will be with you forever, and you are going to spend entire of the life working on that field. So you must be very critical about the selection of the research problem you are going to take. Sometimes problems can be, you can feel this problem needs a lot of work to be done, but already a lot of work would already have been done. So for that, you need to do extensive literature review. So extensive literature review, the second step when you start your research. Then you have to take the review papers, find out the research gaps. What are our research gaps? Research gaps are like, you can feel that some things are missing in it. You can make a value addition to that, but you feel that some things are missing in this. So you can identify the research gap, frame a good and well formulated research questions, formulate your problem, create your objectives, start your hypothesis, and this is the time to begin your research. So the very first problem that we encounter while doing our research is looking for the literature. So searching for the literature, there are like two kind of strategies we can follow while searching for the literature. There are primary search and secondary research strategy. And the primary search strategy is that once you are going to start your research, you have to find the papers from authentic sites, from digital libraries like Scopus, IEEE, ACM. These might be some libraries, these are mostly science-based. If some interdisciplinary, you are from management or you are from some other stream, you must find the digital libraries of your stream, and then you have to go on those and look for the papers of your subject. That is how we begin it. We get our initial paper, and most of the papers must come from these digital libraries. So how to look for that? Just simply go on Google and type Scopus or IEEE.org.acm.com. You can go for the sites, type your subject area, and fetch the important papers from that site. The secondary, when you end up doing this first criteria of primary searching for the papers, you must go for secondary search. And that comes from, you can go by two approaches, either by journal-wise research or reference of references. What do you mean by journal-wise research? Why we are following the secondary research? Why it's become important? Why we have to do the secondary research? Because we may lose some paper, we may miss some papers that when we are surfing directly from the Scopus or IEEE. There might be some paper good studies which we might have missed because we are manually searching through these digital libraries. So the secondary criteria is you can refer to the journals or the people you've already collected. For example, I have initially collected 50 papers. You can find out a dominating journal from which those papers are coming from. And then you can refer to those journals. Like, for example, there could be journals like Elsewhere. You could go on Elsewhere, Springer. You can go on these journals individually and look for the papers. The second way is to go in the references. Once you have got your paper, it's time to look for more papers. Then you must go for references and look at the references of those paper, of which paper they have referred. You can go to those paper, download them and also refer them. In this way, by following these two strategies, you simply get 0% chance that you will lose something paper or lose some important paper while searching for the literature. So it's all about gathering the literature. I have already explained the primary and secondary research strategies about the same. And then you have to frame your questions well. Your questions should be well framed, valid ones, and really very broad. I'll give you a suggestion. A research without having proper clarity about the research questions is simply going to be very vague. So we have to be very careful about how we should formulate these research questions. So research questions should be well framed, and they must be covering the broad area. Then it's time for experimentation and analysis. Some of you might be from belonging to science field, so you can go for experimentation, and then you can form your analysis. The analysis is something that you are finding to what you concluded from your research, what points you have got to know about by doing this experimentation. So this is all about analysis, gathering literature, framing research question. These are the three main parts of your research. This is something you all must always remember, that research is a gradual and continuous process. It's not a one-day job, like Rome wasn't built in a day. Similarly, a quality research is not done in just days and weeks. It takes a lot of time. What it requires is most of your patience. So we have to be patiently, if you want to be a researcher, the first quality you must be having is about patient. And research is all about gradually growing, and you evolve at each stage, and every new phase you start refining your own self. So what are the key observations while we have followed while getting through the papers? Most of the research papers that come from India have got rejected because of plagiarism. Plagiarism is the practice of taking someone else's work and ideas and passing off them as one's own. It simply means cut, copy, paste, and the work is mine. Okay. So our key observations when we begin our research is about most of the research that comes from Indian researchers got rejected because of plagiarism. Plagiarism is the main problem that most of the researchers from our country encounters and face. So we have to resolve it. You can't always collect 5 or 6 paper. Many of us, we do this cut, copy, paste, and the work is mine. This is certainly not a good practice, and it's not reflect the quality of your research. If you are a good researcher, if you're a quality researcher, the work should entirely be yours. It should not be having a flaws like plagiarism. So this slide, I think you all can connect better. Than you can read it, you can get your reference paper says ye dil deewana, and your paper says deewana hai ye dil. So this is all how we do the changing of words and just reflect it in our own research paper. So this is how people do plagiarism. We just try to just mold the wording and present it as our own work. So we must avoid doing this. So while doing this research, we also try to figure out what are the main reasons for this plagiarism. The main reason is procrastination, but there are some other reasons we have also tried to figure out, that are a desire to get good grades in less time. We are trying to get a value, increase our work value. We want that it should be done in a very little, very small period of time. But that's not really a right way and right direction. As I've already told, research is a gradual process. It's like evolving your own self. So you can't evolve in a day. Human to reach to this position, what we are today, have taken so many billions of years. So you can't think that your research can be done in days and months. So desire to get good grades, hurry to grow and recreate. That hurry that I want to become a good researcher. You can't be a researcher in a day. It takes a lot of months, extensive practice, so many failures. But dedication is something that will keep you along this journey. So patience and dedication is must. Then misleading citations are another reason that causes plagiarism in your content. Then unawareness about the plagiarism tool. This point I think all must really pay attention to. Unawareness about the plagiarism tools. We are not aware about the plagiarism tool and start checking our content on the online free websites available for checking the plagiarism. What happens in that case is you go for checking the plagiarism on online free tools, and what happens after that, your plagiarism is definite to increase. what had happened, those who are checking your plagiarism free of cost, they are certainly, stealing your content. After that, when you check from authentic site, your plagiarism is definitely about to rise. So please avoid going for these free softwares and go for some authentic softwares like 13. Then procrastination and poor time management. This is a major reason why we go for plagiarism, why we go for copy paste and making the work as ours. So the procrastination means that you're delaying your work. You start working for 11th hour of the day. It's certainly not a good practice. What you are supposed to do is you have to go for good time management and stop delaying your work. If you are given a targets about working for your research goals, you must be very punctual about it. Disinterest in the research is also main reason. If you're not interested in the research topic you are taking, you will definitely go for stealing someone other's work and making them naming it as yours. So believe also some people believe that they will do copy paste and they will never be getting thoughts about it. So we must avoid these practices. Now, how to deal with plagiarism? So that it is very genuine that your research work holds some bit of plagiarism, that is genuine to come. So 10% of plagiarism is really allowable because some wordings or some terminologies are really not interchangeable. You can't substitute them for something. So they go along the research work as it is. So you can't avoid them. So we have how to deal with plagiarism. I would certainly suggest all of you to go for some authentic softwares like Plagiarism Scanner, Turtain. These all softwares are globally accepted and they eradicate and detect your plagiarism and just warns you about it. But I have this personal suggestion for all of you that try to avoid copying and paraphrasing the content. That is not a just practice while research. Another observation is that there are incorrect references in your misleading references in your work. That those misleading references are another reason that there could be plag in your research report. So how to handle these references, why it's important to handle these references, and what references are, why references are so important while writing your research paper. About this, I'll ask my sir to give more knowledge about it. He will highlight some more points and give you a hands-on session about how to deal with references. And one more, he will be getting hands-on on the session on the tool Mendeley desktop. So now passing on to Vanessa. So certainly, sir, there are some free software as well as paid software, but I would suggest you to go for Turtain. Turtain is a software that checks your plagiarism and it's very authentic one.
So I have to change the screen. I have to change the documents while showing the practical part of it. Presently, I'm just sharing the screen of Mendeley desktop, which is installed on this. So I just want to run these things on the Word part of it. Firstly, I tell you about this thing. What is Mendeley about this thing? So first is this. This is just a reference manager. So there are a number of reference managers available. One is EndNote is there, Zotero is there. Many reference managers are there. But personally, I've used this from many years. But I found it a good user friendly thing. So you can use it. So first of all, when you're installed, you have to install your Mendeley desktop version. Just install it on your desktop, Mendeley desktop. And second thing, after that, you just make an online account on Mendeley.com. That two things you just have to do in the starting. Just install the Mendeley desktop version. Just write on Google Mendeley desktop, it will be installed. The second thing, you just make an Mendeley account online. The two things you have to do. So what in the starting you do? Firstly, you just go to this add file. Suppose you are adding a paper in your you want to add a paper in your library. This is a library. So just add files, and when you click on add files, you just take the document where it is there, PDF, the PDF which you want to add in. So you just add it and it will come here. Suppose this is the PDF which you want to add. Anything, I just pick it up like this. So this thing you can see. So on the right side you can see, I think on the right side you can see on the type there is a information by default terms. When you take a paper, when you add a paper in library, some information already come by Mendeley, but this information can be wrong. Many times it is wrong, and it can be misleading also. Some information is not present. So look, in this I fill this thing. So on the type you have to select whether the journal article, conference proceeding, anything you just select it. So this is journal article, I selected the type. Then you just write the name of it. Just write the name. Just write the name of it. Just write the name of it. So are you able to see me? Are you able to listen me? Okay.
Yes, sir.
Okay. Just write the name of the article, then the author's name. Always when you are doing this journal thing, always mention the journal name, year, volume, and issue and page. All these things are required when you are putting up your paper in SPL level. So these things should be there. If something is missing, and just suppose the year is missing or pages are missing, kindly find by Google them. Just Google them. Just Google the paper and you will find it, the page number or maybe year number if something is missing. But generally what people do, they just do the Google Scholar, just find the paper and they just click on the cite button. In this site there are 4 or 5 formats are there. AP is there, Chicago is there. They just copy it and try to fill this thing. But many times that when you are citing from that thing, a Google Scholar, in this also some information is also missing. So first most you have to fill this information very seriously. So by selecting any paper, just select the type, conference. So this is journal, just select it like this. This is one thing which you have to do while adding a paper in your library. One by one you do it. Unless if you put 100 papers in this, so you have to take care of all the 100 papers while maintaining the information. This is one way. Then one more thing. So there is one more thing. Come to the tools part. So there is I have installed MS Word plugin. So you just click here MS Word plugin. So this will install the plugin in your MS Word. So Mendeley now will be supporting your MS Word part. So this is one thing. And at the top of it, there is install web importer. You also install it. Install web importer. What it will do? Now you are citing some papers. That's very fine. But when you cite some link, that can be also done with your Mendeley. So you have to cite your link with web importer also. So I will show that when I come to do my MS Word part. So while doing this thing, you have to take care of 3 things. 2 things. First is you just add a paper in your library. Just maintain its right information on its right side. Suppose I have done this thing now. This is recognizing something. Paper name is recognizing emotional from face expression. So generally I put something wrong here. So I put something 2010 here. Then I come to this part. I go for the next paper. So my information will be 2010 now. So when I will refer my paper in my MS Word, so it will take 2010. You can anytime you can update the information. Come to this part and do here 2010 instead of 2002, 2003. And this way you can manage your information. But remember, there is a synchronization button at the top. That is synchronize your library with Mendeley Web. Now all your library, the papers you are maintaining, that will be attaching with your Mendeley Web. Mendeley, which the account which are made online. So the changes, suppose your Mendeley desktop has been, uninstalled due to some problem. So all your library will have a copy of that in your, Mendeley Web. They are maintaining it. So next version, when you install it on another PC, maybe another laptop, it directly, gives you all the library which you have already, all the papers which you have already installed. So this is one thing. So 3 things. Firstly, install web plugin, install web importer, of course, maintain the right information. Now, what other things you can do? So suppose this is my all documents. You can also create folders like this. So I have created some folders here. So this is deep learning app. In this folder, I have put my all the papers, which I'm using for deep learning. So this can be there. So all the documents are in there in unsorted order. So you can check that all the documents here. So one thing I want to check whether there is a duplication in this. Any paper I have filled it twice. I did two times. So in the tools, you can go for check for duplicates. So I've selected the folder deep learning app. So check for duplicates. So no duplicates found. You can see that. You can see that. Now in this folder, there is no duplication, but still there can be duplication. So I click on another folder that is all documents. I click on check for duplicates. Oh, 9 duplicates are there. So there are 9 duplicates means I have already added the 9 files extra. So what can you? You can merge them, you can unmerge them. That is up to you. Suppose this is one thing. Zeus IF format. Its papers are there. So these are duplicates. I know that same name, authors are same, the page name is same. So what can I do? I can right click on it. I can merge the document. So 2 documents have been merged. We just close it. So I just come to again on that part of it. So I'm just checking out now 8 sets of duplicates. So 1 set has been removed in this. So in this way, you can check the duplicates part also. So this is a major thing. Now, what's the problem comes? Suppose I've added the 2 files, but I put this different journal name in that. The same paper is there, so this will create some disturbances when you are putting up references in your MS Word. So these things you can do. So otherwise, also these 8 sets of duplicates can also be removed like this. So remember, when you're putting up a paper, just look on type. Must select the right type. Report, something like this, conference proceeding or something like this. And one more thing. One more thing which I take care, which you can take care also. Suppose this is a proceeding paper. So type, I've selected the conferencing type, the paper name, the author's name, proceeding title. So generally what people do, what I really found the maybe, you know, error or you can say some mistake. So this is the proceeding title. Suppose I have attended 10th IEEE International Conference. So while in proceeding title, you will write 10th IEEE International Conference on ABC. And I have attended one more conference on another paper, that is 9th ACM International Conference. So in that, how I am storing this proceeding title, ACM 9th. The thing is fine, but I have changed the terminology. So when I look at my references at all the conference paper, in somewhere I will write in proceedings of 9th International Conference. Somewhere I write proceedings of, somewhere I write in IEEE 10th Conference. So your nomenclature will be different for all your papers, for all your conference papers. So kindly take care one nomenclature for all your papers. Suppose this is 10th ACM International Conference. The next one is 1st ACM International Conference. Don't change the nomenclature. While suppose you have 200 references at the end of your paper, all references should have a follow similar nomenclature. Maybe you find some difficulties when you're putting some journal name. They don't have, some paper have issue number, some does not have issue number. So try to fill as much as information from your side you can fill. That is really up to you. So that is not you have to fill every information, but try to fill it. If you are not finding up the information, just Google that. These 3 things you have to do while putting up your references in an MS Word. So I just want to share an MS Word document so that I can show something of it. So I hope this is visible to you. So I have to pause it. New share. Okay, I'm sharing it. Word document. Yeah. I hope this is visible to you. Yeah. This is something, you know, I wanted to show you. So open now in my MS Word. My Mendeley is installed. You can see this. This is all about Mendeley. I've taken it. So of course I've installed Grammarly also. This is one thing you have to also do. But this is not about Grammarly part. But I tell you, while writing a paper, you install these 2 softwares, Mendeley and Grammarly. Grammarly removes your grammatical errors. It is a free, both are free. Of course, if you want to take a premium version of Grammarly, you can take it. So install while writing a paper, these 2 things should be there while starting any paper. So there is a shortcut key. This is Alt plus M. When I click on Alt plus M, you know, Mendeley will come. Or now my Mendeley is open. So this is Alt plus M. suppose I'm writing a paper. So let Vinay Kukreja, something like this. Vinay has written a paper on agile software development. So I just want to refer that paper from which I've taken the line reference from it. So just click Alt plus M. Now there are different ways of searching it. So you have to remember the title, author name, year, something like this, which you have added in your library. All the library papers will come there. So I just want to add Vinay Kukreja's paper of this Agile Enablers. So I've added this. So this is an APA format. Remember this. Another thing, you can all add again another paper of Vinay. Let it be anything, anyone's paper. Let it be this paper. So in this way. Yeah. Okay, when I click Alt M, maybe dialog box is not visible. When I click Alt M, so there is a window comes, and this you have to search by author, title, or year. You have to remember something from where you have put the reference. Maybe author name. So I'm typing my name or another name. So when I click OK on it, that reference comes there. You can see that. So I put the reference of Kukreja and Singh 2015. Another reference Rahman and ET all 2016. So this is the thing which you can. These are the references which I have added this. So how I can add a a web importer link. So how you can add this thing. So I have to share this also again, or I'll let you know how. So while you open any page on Google Scholar, any Google, I want to share it. Okay, I just let you know. So this is I'm sharing. Okay, new sharing. So this is just showing it. So this is a blog which I've opened. Any blog you can open it. So any blog you open it. So when I've installed my Weblay online, so there is a, you can see there is a right button. Not in Mendeley web importer is there. Just click on it, and you should add this references. So just select it and add it. That is 21 of our favorite type 1 diabetes. So this reference will be added in your web. And come to the Mendeley part. On Mendeley, I'm just, again I repeat this thing. Open any web link on Google. Just, there is a red button here. This is Mendeley web importer. Just click on it. There is an add button here. Just add it. This link will be added. This link will be added. This is 21 of our favorite type 1 diabetes vlog of 2020. So what will you do? Now come to your Mendeley. So I'm sharing this thing, my Mendeley part. Yeah. So here it comes. Yeah. Click on the synchronize button. So now below you can see there's a green button going on, that is synchronization your files which you have done. So I've done this thing. Now come to your MS Word part where it will be using it. So I am sharing my screen of MS Word part. So that is something, again it's the same way. Click, you write the content, click about, that is about diabetes. So let it be, I'm writing something about diabetes as dangerous one. Click on Alt M. So maybe now the blog is not able to, it cannot be seen by you. So you just write 21 diabetes and all, it will be selected. You just write 21. It will give you a list of options which you are. So web importer मेरा आ रहा है 21 वाला. Just I'm selecting it. Now you can see it. Yeah, it is not, because I'm not filled the why nd is coming n.d, because while web importer, when I click on web importer, I have not put the author name who has written this art. You can put that, and while importing that web importer, you can put this thing. Okay, this in this way you can manage your web importer. Remember some things. Firstly, you have to add the files. Second, you have to maintain the information. Third one, web importer is must. The fourth one, web word plugin. That these are things which have to must. Okay. One more thing I want to tell you. Come to the Google Scholar part. I just want to tell you something. Maybe it works here. Uh, Come to the Google Scholar now. So I'm okay. Is you are able to see my screen?
No, sir.
No. Okay, I'm sharing it now. Okay, this one. Now you are able to see my screen. So I'm coming to Google Scholar here. Just one more thing I want to tell you. So I'm writing any paper, let it be uh, diabetes treatment, let it be anything, you just take it. So there is an import into BibTeX. You can see this import into BibTeX. So I click on it, you just see it. Maybe your option is not enabled here, so you are not able to see it. Just go to the right side of Google Chrome and click on the setting part and select it. It will come here, unless I will show you. So this thing, this is your BibTeX, means this is all your references. The title name is this, author name is this, journal name is this. This is one thing. So what you can do is, how. So I'm telling how you're importing your BibTeX formats into your Mendeley form. Just I again repeat this. When you click on it, you will find all the reference information. Generally, many people say this is correct way to embed your information into your Mendeley paper. So I'm telling you one thing. This so just right click on it, save link as it's coming. So click on it. So it will coming as Scholar. So I don't want it as stored to be a Scholar. So let it be, this paper is depression and diabetes. I've just copy it, import into BibTeX, save link as. So I'm just saving it now. .txt file. I'm just saving it on depression and diabetics treatment, non adherence or meta-analysis. .txt file. Just save it like this and just click save on it. It is already there and it's not a valid thing. I think. Okay, just hold on. I think I have put there's a hyphen in this. The file name is not valid. Just hold. Oh, colon is there. Of course, colon is also there. Now it has been saved on my desktop part. So I just take that thing into my Mendeley. Now you can see it. I'm sharing because that is on my desktop. So I'm just taking it from my desktop to my Mendeley part. So I'm just. Are you able to see the screen? You are seeing my screen. I hope. Yeah. You are able to see my screen of Mendeley.
Yes, sir. Wouldn't you share?
Yeah, I have shared it now. Yeah, it's visible now. It's visible now, huh? So I'm just showing you. Uh, just hold on. That is on my desktop part. So I'm picking up a new folder here. This is a new folder. So in this, I'm taking the document that is copying it. My that is depression and diabetic. This is, you can see this thing. Yeah, you are able to see. So on my desktop, there is a depression and diabetic that file with txt. That is, so I'm importing my Bibble text here. So I'm just dragging and dropping from desktop. I'm dragging it to my Mendeley. You can see this. All the information has been coming there. Are you able to see on the right side, depression and diabetics? The information is coming here, but remember this. Here I have not a PDF of it. So without PDF, I can also use this thing. So firstly, click on synchronize. So I'm just copying the title name so that I can copy it while referring it. I'm just synchronizing it. So it has been synchronized so that it can be put on the web. So synchronized it. That is one file successfully. Now I'm this is the article name, depression and diabetes treatment, but I have not put up the PDF file in my library. I've just taken the Bibble text of it. So I'm just coming to my window part. So I'm sharing it again. Window part. Okay. You can see it now. Yeah, you can see it now. So I try to use that thing, maybe all time. So I'm putting up my paper name. Yeah, you can see this. I have referred that paper. That is by Gonzalo et al. 2008. We can check the author's name on the Mendeley. Yeah, you can check the author name. That is, yeah, you can see this. There are 5 or 6 authors, so it is by et al. So in this way, I am without installing my PDF in my library, I'm using it. And one more thing I tell you, what else you can do? So go to the file. There is a add manual entry. I'm doing it now. It is empty. Like I have, taken the bib text from it. Now this is another way of entering this thing. So what you can see this. This is empty now. So any people I just want to put it without taking its PDF file in this. So I'm just going to back to the search engine. So I'm sharing it again, my search engine. So this is yeah, this is my search engine. So on the Google, I'm just typing deep learning any paper DY. Deep learning paper DY. I'm just want a DI of any paper whom I don't want to enter it. So any paper DOI, I just have to pick it up. Okay, this is, maybe I have taken this paper again. So this is the DOI. Just copy it. Just copy it. I'm just copying it. I'm the one way of adding your paper without that is BibberText. I'm not installed the PDF of it. Another, I'm doing the manual entry part of it, so I'm showing you it. Just showing you. Okay. Just showing you. Just hold on. Yeah. This is. So I've just taken up the DOI here. So in DOI, just copy that thing and click on DOI of it and search it. Now I have found all the information. The paper name, maybe it is not correct. I already told you because the information given by Google Scholar sometimes is misleading. So you can found in this, the paper article is coming as deep learning, not the full name. So I have to upgrade it. That is I have to take care while using Mental or any reference software. So you can upgrade this thing by taking care of, by looking at all the things and you just save it. So I've just save it something like this so that I can deep learning. Let it be. I just want to add something like this. Deep learning, DL, something like this. And you can cite this in your paper also. So you can see this, here's deep learning. That is my paper name. I've just stored it. So you can cite it by going to the MS Word, by tapping Alt M, and this write something which you know about this. So I know about the paper name is deep learning hash DLL. So I just like deep learning. So all the papers which have deep learning as a keyword, they will give an option to me. You can choose any one. So in this way, you can manage your the things. So so giving the key things of my part is, first one is install Mendeley desktop, and secondly you create a Mendeley account online. The two things you do: put the files by clicking on add files in your Mendeley, and just maintain its correct information on its right side. This is one way of doing it. Whether it's a journal article, content reading, it's a report, it's a book, something like this, you maintain that information. Click on synchronization button so that all information will be linked with your web account, so that if something happens with your desktop, so your all your major information, the files you had it will not be lost. So one thing you do this thing. Second, of course, Mental is only useful when you work on MS Word. Okay, I just come to the MS Word part. So I just want to show you one more thing, which I forgot to tell you. Come to the MS Word part. Yeah. So I've just used 3 or 4 references in this. So at the end, you click on references. When you make your whole paper, just do at the end. So come to this. Now there is an insert bibliography button here. You can see this in your references, insert bibliography. You just click on it. All the references which you have used in your paper have been combined. The major advantage of reference maintaining is now this is an APA format. So you can also select their style here. I just wanted to use IEEE. Remember, in the paper also, Vinay Kukreja has written a paper on ASD. This format which has been coming, that is APA format. Now, some journal demands APA format, some journal demands Chicago format, some journal demands IEEE. So, some journal demands now IEEE. What should I do? Just go to the top style of it and just select the IEEE format. Your whole paper is converted into IEEE. I just have to click one button. You can see that. You can see that. Suppose you find some mistakes in there. For example, this is, page number 157 to 180, 178. Suppose this should be 200 to 205. Just open this paper in your Mendeley and just change that. That change will be automatically done in this. You don't have to do anything. Just click on synchronization or refresh button here. Just refresh button here. Open the Mendeley and change the page number from 200 to 214. For example, you change that in Mendeley. When you open this paper, change page 200 to 214. Just come to the MS Word part, just click on refresh. So the changes will be done. You are not doing manual changes in your references. This is, of course, in the starting you find some toughness while working on it, but if you work without this thing, at the end, you will be puzzled yourself how to maintain references and all these things. So this way, so you can manage your references, and this is all I have to say to you. And of course, best of luck for your future, and just keep working hard, and definitely you will come into the limelight. And I will like to thank Samnish sir for giving us this opportunity to give to present our Mendeley work and research work. And now over to Sakshi, and she will say something. Thank you so much. This is from my side. Thank you.
Thank you so much, Vinay sir.
Thank
I think we should go for question answer sessions. Any
yeah.
participant, who wants to ask something can post their question on the chat box. And what we can do, we are running short of time, so what we will do, we will take all your queries, and it will be it will be posted on your email
Yeah.
from our side. Thank
No.
We have already shared Vinay sir's ID and Sakshi ma'am's ID with you all. Thank you so much, everyone. I would like to thank Vinay sir and Sakshi ma'am for such a wonderful session with us. And I request all the participants to fill the feedback link with us to get their certificates. Thank you so much for your active participation. Thank you so much.
Thank you, sir. Thank you.
Thank you so much, sir.